Lynda. We're going to go ahead and start you off with a little bit of daily reprogramming or mobility just to get you in touch with your body so you're choosing what you move and you're also aware of how you're holding yourself up, what part of your foundation is actually supporting your structure. So let's start off with about a hip width stance. Spread the toes nice and wide. Don't lift, but just spread them to try to feel the weight actually being on your forefeet and your heels, evenly distributed between the two, not resting on the big toes. Press the heels down and out. And let's even rotate your thighs inward a little bit, but keep the knees pressed apart. So the knees don't buckle. We're kind of countering that buckle there. Give yourself a slight tuck of the tail, curling it under, squeezing the cheeks, and keeping our spine nice and long and hugged in, closing the ribs in front and pulling the belly button into the spine. Now that we're nice and tall and we're set up, let's go ahead and lift one forefoot, not allowing the weight to shift as you lift it, still keeping the weight evenly distributed between both of your feet. Now the forefoot lifted, we're going to press down with the inside, or I guess more roll with the inside edge of your foot, and then roll with the outside edge. Roll with the inside edge, roll with the outside edge. Trying to keep the movement at the ankle and not allowing it to go into the leg. Keeping everything else nice and stationary and nice and still. Right on. After about 30 seconds or 5 or 6 reps, we'll go ahead and press the foot down and then we'll switch to the opposite side. But for time's sake, I'll go ahead and let you do that one. Now, keeping your tuck and keeping your toes spread, let's bring ourselves up onto our forefeet. Not on our toes, but our forefeet. Try to keep the toes spread so they're not grabbing onto the ground. Now, same idea with the heels, but we're going to do them together. The heels roll out. The heels roll in. The heels roll out. Let the heels roll in. You'll find your toes wanting to grab here, and even your tailbone wanting to curl up a little bit in the back. Whoa. Try to keep that tuck. There it goes. Up the tail, glutes nice and tight, spine nice and long. Moving slow and controlled. Feeling out what's going on. Right on. Now, slowly press the heels down into the floor. Then we're going to pivot, one foot out, then the other. We'll come up on the balls of our feet again, and then rotate the thighs inward to bring the heels out, and then press the heels back down. Now, if you want, you can bring your hands onto your thighs, making sure your shoulders don't shrug up. And we're just going to have a seat, letting your knees go forward as much as they safely can. If you can't go very far, all good. No worries. Just go to where your body allows. Still keeping the weight evenly distributed on your feet, and the soles of your feet press into the ground. Now, the knees are going to go forward, and then in. And as the knees go in, don't let the outer edges lift of your feet. They're going to want to. Try to keep them planted down. And then drive your knees back and in, back in the center, and then back and out. And as the knees go out, keep the forefoot on the inside driven down. Still keeping the soles of those feet nice and flat. Slowly bringing the knees all the way around. Breathing out through your pops and your cracks and your grinds. Not forcing anything, just allowing those pops and grinds to happen. And after you've completed 5 or 6 one way, go ahead and switch to the opposite direction. Right on. Now once you've done those, let's go ahead and safely bring ourselves up. And we're going to widen our stance again. This time we'll go up first, turn the thighs in, whoa, press the heels down, and then pivot on the heels to go in a nice wide stance. Trying to bring the outer edges of your feet parallel to each other. So drive those heels down and out. Let's keep a nice neutral position of the hips. And now let's work on rotating your thighs. So let's rotate the thighs in, rotate the thighs out, not allowing your feet to slide as you do. Rotate the thighs in, rotate the thighs out. Now after a couple of those there, once you rotate your thighs in, curl your tailbone up and back with your shoulders in place. And now rotate your thighs outward and tuck your tail under, clenching your glutes and even squeezing the heels in as you tuck. So press the heels down and out as you rotate your thighs in, curl the tailbone up and back, rotate the thighs out, pinch the heels in, and tuck all the way under. Back and forth, smooth and controlled. Right on. Now, let's go ahead and bring our feet back into a more narrow position. Let's pivot on the balls of our feet. Press the heels down. Ooh, pivot on the heels, do one at a time if you need to. And now, let's actually go into a little more narrow of a base. Cool. Now let's keep that little tuck and squeeze those cheeks nice and tight. Let's lock those arms, and let's bring those arms all the way above head. Making sure our ribs don't lift in the front, keeping the ribs closed down with a proud chest, and not allowing our shoulders to shrug just yet. Let's pull those shoulders down into place. Now, open those hands up, keep the palms facing forward, and breathe out. As you reach back and down, keeping your elbows locked as you do. And slowly reach forward through your fingertips, not allowing your shoulder blades to slide off your back, keeping them pinched together throughout the entire range of motion. Exhale, throw those little pops, cracks, grinds, keep the elbows locked, and keep that connection from the floor all the way up to the top of your head, not allowing your weight to fall to those toes, being mindful of how you're holding your weight. And then go ahead and switch directions. Now, once you get to the top, let's go ahead and bring your arms to the outside, thumbs facing up, Fonzie style, ay. And then act like we're pulling through one wrist or even holding on to a couple ropes. One arm stays stationary, thumbs stay facing up, and we're going to shrug our shoulder and then roll the shoulder forward. Shrug it back up and roll it back. Back and forth, just a few times. Slow and controlled. Breathing out for any grind or pop or crack. Nice. And after you get that warmed up, let's go ahead and open those palms. Turn your palms up toward the ceiling. And now moving from the shoulder, not just the arm, shrug up and roll the entire arm forward. Act like you're holding on to two ropes, or two ropes are pulling you opposite directions. So you're reaching through your fingertips. Press down through your heels and your forefeet and reach your hip up and out into the back corner of the room. Let's make sure that arm doesn't fall down below shoulder level, or we work up towards that on both sides. Hold for a sec, wringing yourself out like a towel. Then come on up, shrug the shoulder up, roll the shoulder back and down, and then switch to the opposite side. Reach out those fingertips, press down even with those feet, and reach the outside of that hip up and out into that back corner of the room. Take some time to feel out what's going on, and then go back and forth, completing a few more reps as you feel needed. Right on. Now, let's go ahead and open our feet up just a little bit. Let's keep that tuck, keep that squeeze. Press your hands into your hips. We're going to inhale, lifting your heart to the ceiling as much as possible. We're going to exhale, draw the belly in, round the back out, and let those shoulder blades slide off your back. As you reach forward through your fingertips and turn your biceps up toward the ceiling. Inhale, lift that chest to the ceiling, squeezing those elbows and shoulder blades in the back. And exhale. Back and forth for about 5 or 6 reps. Awesome. Now, reach down through your fingertips. Go ahead and keep those shoulder blades pulled back. Keep your chin pulled back, like trying to open the back of your neck up towards the wall behind you. And lightly clench your teeth as you press the chin forward and down. Pull up and back. Press it forward and down, and pull up and back. Still keeping awareness of where your weight is falling onto your feet or your toes. Drive the floor away instead of just resting on your feet. Then lock onto a spot in front of you. Keep the chin pulled back with the back of the neck opened up. And we'll work side to side. Try not to rotate at the neck, but just gliding from side to side. Cool. Then let's go ahead and give those wrists just a little bit. Pinch those elbows in, keep that heart lifted, and that elbow stays stationary as you bring the wrists off to one side and then the other. Actually, the hand. The wrist stays still. We're moving the hand around the wrist right now. Palms stay facing down. Thumbs rotated down toward the floor so they don't start to rotate up as you go in and out. After a few of those, let's work up and down. Right on. Then we'll spread those fingers wide and do about 5 or 6 circles with your thumbs going one direction After you go that direction, go to the next finger. And same with the index. Then we'll go to the middle, all the way down to the pinky. Once you get to the pinky, we'll go backwards with the pinky, then work our way back through the ring, middle, index, and then thumb. All right, Lynda.